All right, so there's lots of different blocks in here. Some of them are already carved on. I just want you to experience using a gouge. So this is a gouge. They come in different sizes. This is a size 2. It says it on the back, okay? The higher the number, the wider the gouge, or the bigger the U. The smaller the number, the skinnier the U. So if you want fine lines, you're looking for a 1. All right, so this is called a bench hook. It hooks onto the table, and it'll hold your block in place. And my rules for safety are to always keep your fingers behind you and never go past horizontal in your gouging. So horizontal to you or perpendicular to you. Okay, so if I'm gouging, I just want everyone to experience gouging. I'm gonna gouge towards the bench. If I wanna rotate it or make a circle, once I get parallel or perpendicular, I rotate my block. And I'm keeping my fingers behind where I'm gouging. If you do this, there should be no injury. Nobody should cut themselves. Everyone tracking? These are sharp. They can be dangerous, but if you follow that, you should not cut yourself. All right, so I gouged. And again, there's different types of linoleum. If I use either of these 2 types, there's an iron back there to warm it up, and then it'll like cut more like butter. Right now, these are gonna be hard to cut. But if you warm it up with a iron, it'll be easier to cut. These ones don't need to be warmed up. They're corked. They're easier to cut. All right, so now I have my block ready. This is block printing ink, block, right? The screen printing ink says either fabric or screen on it. And I take my palette and I transfer ink onto my inking tray. This is actually an inking plate, but they can be inking trays or inking plates. And I just roll my ink. And what I'm trying to do is evenly distribute the ink onto my brayer. This is called a brayer. So we have gouge and brayer and bench hook are the 3 terms that are in your notes from this. And you're looking for like an orange peel texture. And so there's little bumps, not lines, okay? And it sounds sticky, listen. Do you guys hear that? But it's not quite even yet, so I know I need a little bit more ink, which is kind of a bummer because I'm gonna have to go through that process again. I also want to point out that I lifted. I'm not rolling back and forth, right? I'm lifting. There. So now I have an even coat on my brayer. The newspaper is here to protect the table so you don't have to do as much cleaning, okay? So then I'm gonna ink my block. If I need more ink, it's no big deal. I just pick up more ink. And I want everywhere that I didn't gouge to have ink on it. All right, then when I set this down, there's a lip there so you can set it down without getting ink on the table. Now, if I got ink on this, I'm gonna want a clean area for my print. Are you guys tracking there? All right, so then I take my paper and I'm gonna lay my block on my paper. I'm gonna lift and turn, and then this is called a baren. And what I do with a baren is I use pressure to rub the ink from my plate onto my paper, or from my block onto my paper, excuse me. The word for what I'm doing right now, or the term in your vocabulary, is burnish. Burnish is a fancy word for rubbing the ink from your block onto your paper. If you get ink on this, wash it off. Then I'm gonna lift, and my image should transfer onto my block. For this one, again, I'm not giving you guys a color choice because it's just experiencing it. Any questions there?